threat calls have been received by the staff of Ordinary Institute in Mysuru who supported the victim behind the POCSO case filed against the arrested Murugha Mutt Seer Shivamurthy Sharanaru. The NGO wrote a letter to Mysore Police Commissioner seeking security and personal protection. That's the latest that is coming in at the moment from Mysuru. My colleague Sagai Raj is live with me. Sagai, give us more details about the threat calls that have been received by the Ordinary Institute.
As you rightly pointed out, that Ordinary staff, including the director, Parshu and Stanley, are getting threatening calls from the supporters of Seer Shivamurthy Sharanaru as well as his supporters. And they have written a letter, they have written a complaint to Police Commissioner of Mysuru requesting them to give enough security for their organization as well as their director and staff. Remember, Ordinary is an NGO which has backed these girls.
Hold on for a minute. In fact, Stanley KV, founder of Ordinary Seva Samasthe, is joining me live right now. Sir, can you give us a sense of what kind of threat calls have been received by your staff and yourself as well?
Not to be worried about the magnitude of the calls or informations. We had some calls in the initial stage itself, but I had neglected. But I am suggested by the well-wishers of Ordinary and also by our lawyer who collected the information through several sources that some people, followers of the Mutt, they are worried about the name of the Mutt and that they are angry about Ordinary's initiatives against the sexual exploitation of minor girls. So collecting all the information through media and social media and the previous calls and by the suggestions, advice of our well-wishers and our attorney, we, informed the police commissioner who responded in a very well manner and asked the subordinate officers to give security system.
Okay. So are you still receiving these threat calls, and what are these calls basically saying?
No, they are saying, we will not spare and we will not tolerate you talking about the Mutt, and you should stop like that. And using some filthy words and angry tones. This is very common when we work against work for a social cause and against the vested interest. So, but we do not want to deviate it. We didn't want to deviate it, but that's why I had ignored in the first 3 days. Now, as per the advice of the lawyer, who is also part of this cause, and also by the advice of our well-wishers who collected these informations, we informed the police, giving the respect to the law. Otherwise, it will be a lapse on our part also. We should inform the law and order about what we are facing and what we are having.
Right, right.
Anyway, I am very pretty sure that the Karnataka police, especially in Mysuru, they will take it very seriously. And my concern is we have children and Ordinary. We have home for boys and girls. And we have staff members who are boldly working for this cause. Their life is very, very precious for me.
Absolutely.
And of course, the life of both of us and the family is also precious. And though we are not worried or we are not scared, and honestly saying, but we should not give any room for deviation of the case just because of some miscreants who don't understand the issue at all.
Right. So thank you so much for speaking to India Today. Of course, that was the founder of the Odanadi Seva Samasthe, who clearly stated that he's been receiving these threats since the start, but because he did not want to deflect attention away from the actual case itself, he did not take them very seriously. He was neglecting those threats, but because there are children at his NGO as well, and for the larger safety of his staff and for their protection, he has, on legal advice, decided to lodge a complaint with the Mysuru Police Commissioner, and the Commissioner has assured him all security and protection. My colleague Sagai Raj is live with me as well. Sagai, apologies for cutting you short earlier over there. Of course, we heard from Stanley KV right now, and he explained to us the kind of threats which he has been receiving. But clearly, this was something which was anticipated, which would happen, because the NGO did take on someone who is extremely powerful and influential.
Absolutely. We have seen the statements from the politicians in the past, like how they are backing this Mutt, and it is a powerful Mutt. It is an influential person when it comes to the Karnataka, especially politically, as well as when it comes to the other side also. We have seen IPS officer, we have seen businessman, we have seen politician visiting to his Mutt, including from Rahul Gandhi to Amit Shah. Everybody has visited. So that is the kind of clout that Shivamurthy Sharanaru enjoys in the state of Karnataka. And according to Stanley, he had been receiving threatening calls ever since they have registered a complaint at Nazarabad police station. Remember, this is an NGO which has taken these survivors, who have counseled them, and thereafter they have filed a complaint in Mysuru. Remember, they were not confident to file a complaint in Chitradurga. That is the reason the kids were taken to Mysuru, and this NGO backed them, and that's when an FIR was registered. Thereafter, case transferred to Chitradurga Rural Police Station to investigate further. Now they have written a complaint letter to Police Commissioner requesting them to give enough security for them as well as their organization for family members, because they are getting continuous threatening calls from their supporters as well as from the Mutt.
Right. Sagai, thank you so much for sharing all of those details.